I'm pretty excited about this video because today I get to talk about two of my favorite things, organization and a neutral aesthetic. So welcome back to my channel, you guys. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Leizel. Now for today's video, we are going to be talking all things iOS 14. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys who clicked on this video already know what's up, but for those of you who may not be aware, Apple did recently come out with their latest iOS update, that being iOS 14, and us Apple users are very excited about this, purely because it was an update that really allows us to customize and personalize our phones and make it look the way that we want. So I'm pretty much just going to be going through all the steps to make your phone interface kind of look like so. And I'm also going to be giving you guys some little tips, tricks, and advice when it comes to organizing your phone to work for you in a more productive way. So if that's the kind of thing that you are interested, keep on watching. If you do find anything of what I share helpful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like it before you leave it. And if you're new, you know what to do. Join the crew by hitting the little red subscribe button down below. And with that being said, let's get into it. As a warning, this is something that is going to be a little bit time consuming. I would recommend getting comfy, getting cozy, get yourself a drink, a snack, even set up a Netflix movie. That's literally what I did. Like, I did this while I was watching a show on Netflix and I was kind of just playing around and organizing my phone at the same time. But just as a warning, this is going to take you some time. But that's exactly what I'm here for, to help you guys get through it quicker so you're not left there wondering how to do things. I'm going to go through everything step by step to show you how to get it done. Alright, so first things first, what you want to make sure of before we start with anything is that you have the latest iOS 14 update. So if you don't know how to do that, go and head on over to settings, general, and then software update, and it will tell you right there whether you need to go ahead and update it or if you have already got everything all nice and up to date. Bear in mind that the update does take some time, so you probably want to plug your phone in, leave it for a little bit, let it do its thing, and then come back to it once it is ready. But once you've got that, then you are good to go. Next up, I would recommend for you guys to download some widgets. Now, the ones that I've gotten the most use out of are Widgetsmith and Color Widgets. So you can just go ahead and find those in the App Store and then download them, but I'll show you what I use each of those widgets for on my phone. So basically, Color Widgets is the one that I use to achieve that giant big clock in the middle of my home screen. As you guys can see, the one with the time and the date and also the battery percentage right here. That's what I use Color Widgets for. And then Widgetsmith is great for having those cute little like customized photos on the home screen. So as you guys can see, I have a couple of photos on my home screen, and then also this really cool quote at the top here. So if you want to add any pictures to your home screen, I would recommend Widgetsmith. You also want to make sure that you have the Shortcuts app on your phone as well, because that is what we're going to use in order to achieve the customized icons for each app. So now that we have those downloaded, my next recommendation is to go ahead and figure out your style and aesthetic. And by that, I mean figure out how you want your phone to look. My recommendation would be to go onto Pinterest, go ahead and type in like iOS aesthetic. Heaps of different people's photos will pop up, like screenshots of what their home screen looks like. But I know everybody has their own style and aesthetic as to what colors they like, what fonts they like, how they want things to look. So my recommendation is to figure out what you want for your color palette, figure out how you want your phone to look, and Pinterest is a great place when it comes to finding inspo for that kind of stuff. So since you're on Pinterest, I would also recommend, if you want to add any like customized photos to your home screen, if you're wanting to do like quotes or aesthetically pleasing pictures, I would recommend finding all of those and pulling those from Pinterest. So for example, for me, I like a neutral aesthetic. So if you figure out like what your color palette is, like what kind of colors you want to feature on your home screen, what kind of theme you want. And I literally do this for everything. Like whenever I want a certain color of something, but I don't know exactly what image I'm looking for, I'm just kind of looking for inspo, I will go ahead and type in like neutral, the color that I like, and then aesthetic, and it'll give me a whole bunch of like different photos that kind of have that same color tone to them, and then you can kind of just go through there and pull like whatever photos that you like. So for example, if you're not into neutral, if you're into like pink, you can even type in pink aesthetic, and then a whole bunch of pink themed photos will obviously pop up. So if you kind of have an idea of what kind of look you want to go for, I would recommend pulling inspo photos from Pinterest and kind of saving them to your camera roll. It also works if you're looking for quotes, like those motivational type of quotes to add to your home screen. You can go ahead and type in, for example, neutral aesthetic quotes, and it'll come up with a whole bunch of motivational quotes with that same neutral toned color palette to them. So that's my recommendation. Head on over to Pinterest, get inspired, save whatever you want to your camera roll, and then keep those for those widgets that we're going to be adding to our home screen. So the first thing that we're going to be working on is how to achieve the customized icons for each app. Now, as you guys can see with mine, I have them all the same color, but everybody has their own preference as to what they want. I've seen people go for whatever color aesthetic they want, and then they'd have different shades and tones with that, like a very tonal look to it. Or some people like to use random images. However, for me personally, I like to associate the app with the icon that I'm used to. So as you guys can see, for each app, I have the actual icon, but it's just in that tone of color that I like. So the icon covers are basically just photos, I guess you could say, that you can pull from even Pinterest. So if you want to have the actual icon app yet in your color of choice, you can do that. It's basically just a photo. Like, for example, head on back over to Pinterest and you can type in like neutral Instagram icon, and then it will pop up with, for example, this one right here. As you guys can see, it's got that tone. And then if you scroll down, you can find like other icons as well that are similar to it. Now, because I wanted everything of mine to be the same, I actually went ahead and got mine from Etsy. I just went ahead and typed in iOS 14 icons. So basically you'll see that people have done the hard work for you. You can literally find any color palette that you want on there, and they're typically only a few dollars each. So I didn't mind paying the price for it because everything is all in the one place. Basically, you go ahead and download it, and then you get all of the files sent over to your email. You save that to your Files app on your phone, and then it's basically like a photo album full of each icon app cover, if that makes sense. So you can go ahead and just individually save the ones that you want to your camera roll, and basically after that you've got all your icons ready to go. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how to get the custom icon apps. Basically what you want to do is head on over to shortcuts. As you guys can see, I have a whole list of shortcuts basically, which take me to the app of choice. So what I'm going to do is actually create a brand new page for you guys so that we can kind of go through this together. But basically what you want to do is hit the little plus icon in the top right corner, and you want to tap on add action, and then you want to hit scripting, look for open app, tap that, and then it'll say open and then choose. Tap on choose, and then it'll come up with all of your apps. So for example, if I want to add Instagram, I'll look for Instagram, hit that, and then click on next in the top right corner. So shortcut name would be Instagram. And this is optional, but I just like to make mine all the same color. You can keep them whatever color you want to be, but if you just tap on the little icon itself, it'll bring up all the colors, and you can, you know, go through and change that as well. But hit done once you're done, and then as you guys can see, it is now here in the top corner. So now what we want to do is click on the little three dots underneath done, and then we want to hit add to home screen, and that will bring up another little page. Now this is the part where we go ahead and add our little custom icon. So what you want to do is tap on this icon right here next to Instagram, and then you want to hit choose photo, and this is where we get to go through our saved images and pick out what we want to have for our icon. So as you guys can see, I have a bunch of those icons saved, which yes, you can pick one, but as I said, if you want to have like a random picture as your icon as well, you can go ahead and do that. But for me, because I want to have the actual Instagram icon, I'm going to go ahead and look for that, hit that, line it up the way that I want, and then all good, everything's done. So you can type like whatever you want as well. You can call it IG, you can have everything like lowercase, everything uppercase if you want, but we're just going to keep it as the regular Instagram. So once that's done, hit add, and then it has been added to your home screen. So we go back, there it is, boom, on our home screen. So that's how you go ahead and create your first little customized icon, and basically what you want to do is repeat each step when it comes to creating an icon for each app. So as I said, it is time consuming. For me personally, I didn't create an icon for every single app just because, as you guys will see, my apps on my home screen are actually very minimal. On my first page, I just have the apps that I use on the regular that I need like quick access to, and then the second page has the social media apps that I use regularly as well. So it really is up to you. You can go ahead and create an icon for every single app that you use or only just for a few, but that's basically how you create a customized icon in the new iOS 14. Now you guys will notice when you go ahead and click on your newly customized icon, it'll kind of flip to the shortcuts app, like it goes through the shortcuts app in order to get to the actual app itself. So you'll notice that it kind of like has a second lag where it takes you like through the middle party to get to the destination, if that makes sense, which I know it has annoyed a lot of people, but I've found a way to kind of minimize that so that the lag time is like minimal. I mean, I'm hoping that at some point Apple will come up with a way for that to be cut out completely, but for the time being, as I said, it has that little bit of like minimal lag to it. So my little tip when it comes to minimizing that is to head on over to settings, scroll down and look for accessibility, hit that, and then we want to look for motion. And as you guys can see at the very top is reduce motion, so you want to hit that. And then what you'll notice now is that when you click on your customized icon, it's a little less of a lag. I mean, it's pretty minimal, but I feel like it does make a difference. So I would recommend going ahead and doing that. If it does annoy you, the fact that you have to go through the shortcut app in order to get to the other app, I'll be honest, the lag time kind of did bother me at first, but now I don't even notice it. And the fact that you can kind of reduce it as well helps a lot. So that is my little tip for that. So that's pretty much it when it comes to the icons. Now let's move on to the widgets. I feel like the widgets are what made a big difference when it came to making my phone look more customized. And of course, you can just do this if you want to add like a little family photo onto your page, if you don't want to do anything too crazy with it. But I will firstly show you guys how to do this clock, because I feel like that is one that I've seen a lot of people loving. So we're going to head on over to color widgets. Now this is the app that has a whole heap of already preset made like different widgets. So as you guys can see, you can do like your steps, you've got your reminders, that clock that I was talking about, the weather as well, like the forecast. It really is up to you like as to what you want. There's so many different options. So to make that clock, what I did is found the one that I liked. So just go ahead and find one and then hit edit widget, and then that will take you to the customization page. So you can have it small, medium or large. And then in terms of the color, I wanted mine, as you guys can see, to be the same as my background, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make it look different. So what you want to do is click on change photo, and that's going to bring up your camera rolls. So let's go ahead with this one, choose that, let it set to however you want it to look, and then as you guys can see, it automatically gets set as the background of the thing. Now if you don't want a photo, if you just want it to be plain, you can obviously click the little rubbish can next to the photo, and then it'll take that off, like the background photo off, and then you can choose whatever color you want through the preset color palette that they have to offer. So there's like many different options. You kind of just go through and like trial and error with it, but as I said, we're just going to keep it with the custom photo so you guys know how to do that. And then basically from there you can choose whatever font that you want. For me, I like the font that looks kind of like Times New Roman. I don't know exactly what this font is, but there's so many different kinds as you can see, but I just like this basic font. And then once you've got it looking the way that you want it, obviously you just hit set widget, and then we have to go ahead and add it to our home screen. So what you want to do, as you guys can see, I've got my little customized icons there, is you want to press and hold anywhere on the screen, and then the icons will start to jiggle. So that's when you can add and take away things from your home screen. So what you want to do is click on that plus sign in the top left, and then if you scroll down, you want to look for color widgets. Hit that, and then it'll give you options as to what widgets you want to add. Now you can pick whichever size you want, but as I said, we're going to keep it to the mid size. So that's that. So that's how I created that customized clock on the home screen. Now I'm going to show you guys how to get those cool little photo widgets where you can add in like motivational quotes, sentimental photos, or just aesthetically pleasing photos to your home screen. So what you want to do is head on back over to that other app that I had you guys download, which would be Photo Widget, and you guys are going to want to hit create an album, and that will take you to obviously create a new album. So you can name it what you want or just keep it at that name. So hit on that new album that you've created, and then it'll take you to this page, and this is where you want to add in a photo. So hit load photo, and then you want to go through your camera roll and figure out what photos you want to add to your home screen. So for example, if I want to add like a cute quote, I will go ahead and pick ones that I want. So you can actually pick multiple ones at a time, and then once you figured out which ones you want, you go ahead and click on add in the top right corner of the screen. So that will add those, and then you will see them on the page like this. So now that you've got those photos there in that album, what you want to do is go back onto the home screen that you want to add them onto, press and hold, hit that top left plus button, and then go through the apps once again and look for photo widget. Hit that, and then you can pick whichever size you want it to be. I'm just going to keep them small, so I will pick the small one, hit add widget, and then that'll get added to the screen. Now sometimes it'll come up automatically with the photo already there, but if you want to change it, you can go ahead and click on edit widget, and then you can choose whether you want them to actually have like a slideshow going on. But if you decide that you only want to have a single photo, so it's the same thing again. If you just want to have it as a single photo, like as you can see, I have 2 of those photo widgets now, but if I want them to be different, I will go ahead and press and hold down on the one that I want to change, hit edit widget, and then pick which album that I want. And it's a lot easier when you label them as to what they are. So I'm going to hit on the album that says Us, because I know that's the single photo that I want to add, and then there you go, there's the customized photo added to your home screen. And then obviously if you want to kind of shuffle things around and move them around, again just press and hold anywhere on the screen aside from on the icons, and then you can see them jiggle and you can move them around to however you want them. So as you guys can see, I have my things all kind of put where I want them to be, but I can switch them up anytime I want. It really just depends on where I want them. But that's pretty much how everything goes in regards to creating those cute little customized photo widgets and the clock widget for your home screen. Now last but not least, the one that I want to show you guys is actually one that I created just the other day and I was really excited about it. So that is the Reminders widget. Now Reminders is an app that a lot of us already have on our phone, so it's really easy to do this. But as you guys can see on my home screen, I actually have 2 of those reminder widgets. So I've got one on the first screen that I put like a customized quote into, because I can actually go ahead and change that up whenever I want. Like whenever a new quote pops into my head, I go ahead and change it on there. But on the second page, I also have like my to-do list, which is the one that I was like, perfect. I'm gonna show you guys how to create the Reminders widget. I was about to say app, but widget, yes. So what you want to do is, again, press and hold on the screen, hit the plus button on the top left, and then again, scroll down through or type in Reminders to find the one that you're looking for. And then it depends on what you want. Like if you want to go ahead and create a little quote one for yourself, I would recommend the small size one, or you can go with the medium size one. I feel like the medium size one is perfect for the to-do list. I feel like the larger size just takes up too much space. So let's go ahead and do the to-do list, because I feel like that's the one people are going to find the most useful. So I'm going to hit the medium size one, add widget, and that's going to add it to my home screen. Now the reminders are actually something that will already be on your phone, like on your Reminders app. For example, if you go into the actual, I don't know where it is in my app library, so let's just look for it real quick. Okay, so reminders, as you guys can see, I have two lists. One is note to self, which is specifically the one that I use for quotes, and then the to-do is the one that I have for my to-do list. So for example, if I wanted to create a new reminders list, so I'd go ahead and click on add list down in the bottom right corner, hit that, and then let's just call this one reminders. And then you can pick whatever color you want it to be. I went with this one because that kind of goes with the theme, and then you have the little icons that you can pick from as well. So we'll just set it as that for something different. Now when you go into each little thing, as you guys can see, it'll show you like the little notes that you have in each list. So basically, for example, if you're creating your to-do list, this is all done in the Reminders app itself. So you just want to hit reminder, and then you type in like what you need to do. So like grocery shopping, I'm just going to type whatever, get gas, clean brushes, just whatever you want to put in there. And then once you've got that down, that is your list. So in terms of actually turning that widget into a visual to-do list, what you want to do is click on it and then edit widget, and then you'll see it kind of pops up here with like list and whatever one it's selected on. So you'll go through and pick whichever one you want it to set on. We're going to pick reminders because that's the one that I just made, and then there it is right there. So yeah, as you guys can see, I have my actual to-do list here, and it's really cool because when you hit that, like for example, it's like a visual to-do list, like an actual reminder right there on your phone. So for example, if you have done something on that list, check it off, and then it actually disappears and it tells you like how many you've got left to go. So I thought that was a really cool like productivity hack, because I know for myself, I'm the type of person that likes to write down to-do lists and then at the end of the day I'll check it off. But it feels really good being able to check it off as you've done it. So it's pretty cool to have it on your phone as well. But if you want to create, for example, the little quote one that I was talking about, because I know sometimes people like to create little quotes or reminders for themselves. Again, top left, look for reminders. And then I like to have it as the little small one because I think it's like a cute little reminder. And then same thing goes, you basically create a custom list for yourself in the Reminders app, and then pick what you want. So I obviously have like my different lists. So as you guys can see, when it comes to the quote, I labeled it as note to self, and then I pick whatever I want, and you can like change it to whatever you want it to be. Like for example, let's change it to that, and then it changes to that, which is really cool. So yeah, that's how I got the cute little customized quote. But again, you can obviously add quotes that are more visually aesthetic with the photo widget app, but I just feel like it's really cool that you're able to custom create your own. Like you can literally write whatever you want. Like if you want to hack into your man's phone and just leave him a little something, you can write I love you. I don't know, you can just type whatever you want, but I thought that was a really cool hack, especially the to-do list, because I use that all the time, which is awesome. So that's pretty much everything that I know when it comes to custom creating and personalizing your phone to get that aesthetically pleasing vibe that you want. But I also wanted to kind of give you guys some tips when it comes to being productive and getting the most out of productivity when it comes to your phone. Obviously I showed you guys how to do the reminders list, which is like a major hack for me. But one thing as well is, for me, as you guys will see, like that's the page that I just created with you guys there, but my home screen is actually pretty minimal. So as I said in the beginning, I've got the apps that I like use on the regular that I need like easy access to on the first page, and I actually went ahead and put all of my social media apps that I use on the second page. And that is because I typically try not to spend too much time on my phone when it comes to social media apps in particular, because best believe if I see Instagram on the first page, I'm going to click on it and then 10 minutes later realize that I've been mindlessly scrolling through it. So I do keep that on the second page. So that's how things go in terms of organization on my phone, is that I keep everything that I know I use regularly on the first page, and then I keep all of my social media on the second. And then you guys may be wondering, like, where is your camera app? Where is your alarm? Like all the other little necessities that you need. I actually keep those in the little dock. I don't know what to call this page, but I guess I'll call it a dock. So I have all of the access to like my alarm, my torch, low battery mode, Apple Pay, camera, all on there. So I'm so used to pulling down from the top right side of my screen to access those. Like if I want to quickly take a quick photo, just pull it down and it's right there. Like I don't need the actual icon app on my home screen to do that. And then if I swipe to the left, I have my battery percentage, which actually does show up my AirPod percentage as well when I'm using them, which is awesome, which is another widget that you can add. I'll show you guys how to do that in just a sec. And then I have my weather, calendar, and then this one down the very bottom here is actually all of my like rewards cards, so I don't have to carry those in my purse or wallet. Like I can just have them on my phone because I actually do tap and pay with my phone all the time, so it's actually really handy that I have those right there as well. But in regards to this battery app, because I know a lot of people are really excited about that as well, same thing goes, you just hit edit and then the plus sign in the top corner, and that'll take you to all of your apps. So batteries is the one that we want, and you can pick like whatever size or however you want it to look. Actually, let's see how the medium size one looks. Oh, so you can have more than one. I didn't even realize. I feel like that's unnecessary, but I guess you could like, you know, take these and add them to the other pages. But for me, because I don't want these apps that I need to like ruin my aesthetic, I just keep them on this kind of miscellaneous dock page, if you could call it that. I don't even know what you call this page, but yeah, as I said, I just have that on there as well. But as you guys can see, there are a lot of little widgets that you can add on there too, like screen time, shortcuts, photos, maps, whatever you may want you can find on there. But I just keep it really minimal and simplistic, and I just have the ones that I know that I need. One thing that I love about this update as well is that you actually can't see the little red notification number on the icons, if that makes sense. You know those like little red notification numbers that shows that you have like 20,000 emails? You actually don't see them on the custom icons, which is awesome because I hate seeing those little red dots. Like it annoys me so much because sometimes I'll have like text messages that I haven't responded to, emails that I haven't opened, and they're just like sitting there like staring red at me. So I am happy that those aren't shown, but I just don't like notifications in general. And I don't know if you guys have watched The Social Dilemma, but that literally made me realize how much time I'm spending on my phone. So I actually want to show you guys a little trick that I did for myself to make sure that my screen time is down and make sure that I am not mindlessly scrolling through my phone when I don't need to, because I'm the type of person, if I see my phone buzz or if I hear it ding, I'm going to pick it up straight away. So I actually turned all my notifications off, which some people may not agree with, but for me it's like, if something is important enough, someone will either text me or call me. Like I don't need to know that I received another DM on Instagram or I received a tweet on Twitter. Like I just like to keep things in the app, and if I want to go and check it, then I can go check it. So if you guys have ever like DM'd me on Instagram and I haven't responded for a while, it's because I haven't taken the time to actually go and check if I have any messages or if I have any comments to respond to, that type of thing. So let me just quickly show you guys how I turned off my notifications, because I feel like this is really important and like major key when it comes to being productive without your phone. So I will go into settings, and then what you want to do is go into notifications, hit that, and then basically the top one, show previews, I have that set to when unlocked. So it's only that when my phone is unlocked, like right now, I'll have the little notification kind of pop down at the top right there. You know how it kind of like pops up? But I pretty much went through and turned off my notifications for like all games and like random apps that kind of just pop out of nowhere and I don't need. But the major ones for me were for especially Instagram and Twitter. So for example, Instagram, let's go into that. So I still allow my notifications, but I choose when I want them to show. So I don't have them show up on my lock screen because then my phone will be locked and it'll be next to me and it'll buzz, and then I will look and I'll pick it up. So I took that off. I have them show up in my notification center. So for example, if I scroll down, this is the notification center. If I really want to check if I have anything to have a look at, then I'll pull that down. But I have them showing there, and then banners are the ones that kind of pop up temporarily at the top of your screen. And I also went ahead and turned off the sounds for them, so that means that whenever you do have a notification, you're not being notified of it straight away in that moment, and it's not like bugging you, which I feel like, yeah, as I said, I'm the type of person that if I see my phone buzz, I have to pick it up and check like what it is. But yeah, that's just something that I wanted to share with you guys when it comes to being productive with your phone, because I do find a lot of the time, especially in this day and age, since we are so attached to our phones, I mean, I'll be the first to admit that I always have my phone with me, but I don't want to be too heavily distracted by it. So for myself these days, I find that I'll only go onto Instagram and check my DMs and respond to comments and such, like when I want to take the time to do it, not when Instagram is like telling me like, hey, look at me, respond to me, like look at this. Like I have control over when I want to do things, if that makes sense. Like my phone doesn't control me, I control my phone. But that is pretty much it, you guys. I know this was a long video. If you stayed here till the very end, props to you, thank you, I appreciate you. I hope you learned something, I hope you found something helpful, I hope you got some tips and tricks out of this video. And if you did, then perhaps maybe you want to give this video a thumbs up, or if you're still here at the end watching and you're not yet subscribed to my channel, you might want to subscribe by hitting the little red button down below before you go, so you don't miss any more videos that I post. But yeah, as I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you have any other questions for me, leave them down below in the comments and I'll be sure to answer them as best as I can. As always, I hope you guys are having an awesome day or night wherever you are. I hope you are staying safe, looking after yourselves and looking out for each other. And with that being said, I will talk to you in the comments and I'll see you all in my next video.